Hey you guys, so basically I'm going to show you how to achieve this look. Here you're going to basically just see me braid her down to get her prepped for this quick weave or bond-in illusion part with layers. This is typically an old school hairstyle for as the way we basically finish the look. However, I'm sure you are able to take a few pointers from the cut and the curling techniques that I use while doing this video. So shortly I'm going to just get ready to speed this video up so that I can get to the part where we start installing the tracks. Okay, here is where I basically put 2 stocking caps on her. I know a lot of people like to work with one and glue protecting, grow protecting, and stuff like that, but I like 2 stocking caps. I'm very light-handed with glue, and I also like to go in and sew my stocking caps down around those perimeter braids that I've given. That's just the way I like to do it. It pretty much keeps my clients' hair secured where they don't have to worry about their hair coming off or their cap coming off. And yeah, that's just the way I like to do it. And again, I'll go ahead and speed through me sewing it down because, that's here nor there. And I'll get to the part where we start installing the tracks. So right here, I'm going to go in and I'm going to measure the weft, and I'm gluing 2 tracks at a time. So I'm holding 2 wefts at a time, but I'm measuring from ear to ear because that's where I'm going to place our first 2 tracks, kind of like at the bottom. That's like that security track that you apply when doing a quick weave, just right at the base of the cap. So yeah, that's what I'm basically doing in this spot. And I'm going to continue to glue 2 tracks at a time all the way up till I get to like the temple area. And that's where I'm going to change lengths and directions of how I'm actually gluing the tracks here from left to right. That's typically like my style if I'm doing curly hair. If I'm doing straight hair, I most of the time would come from the part down to behind the ear, and glue the track from part to ear versus from ear to ear in the back. I would actually go from the part to the ear to give off fullness on each side of the face when doing tracks. And that's up to your discretion to choose what length you want to use when doing that method. And I may upload a video and show you guys that method of gluing the tracks in from part to ear to behind the ear to create that fullness. Typically when I'm doing feathers and layers, bobs or, long layers and stuff like that, I would glue that way or even sew that way in that direction. But yeah, I'm going to let y'all watch some of the video without me talking and I'll come back in. Okay, here's where I start bringing that those tracks around closer to the part so we can start basically getting the hair to fall in her face. And the reason we do this is so that we can frame the client's face so that the hairstyle fits the client's face. Depending on how wide, how long the client's face is, you want to be able to properly measure where you're going to put their tracks at so that they can actually frame their face to make their face look smaller if it's bigger, or make it look a little shorter if it's longer. So face framing is the reason why we start to curve these tracks around in the part area, so that once we layer it, the hair layers against the shape of the face. Again, I'm going to just take a break and let you guys just watch the video through until I get to the top area where I'm starting to close it off. So now we have gotten to at least closest to the closure part where I'm going to do the illusion part at. So this part I'm just basically still doubling the tracks. I actually might be singling here, but for the most part I'm doubling the track still to give it volume and also give it like that little hump so it's not flat. I'm just closing it off till I get no more space on the cap except for the part area where we're going to do the illusion. But yeah, if you guys are interested in other styles and different techniques that you guys want me to show, please feel free to leave me a message and, let me know some things that'll help you guys out through my videos. I'm trying to get more active with providing you guys videos to purchase that might be short clips, might even be long clips. But yeah, I'm just now starting to learn like how to edit videos, and it's timing. Like at this current moment right now, from start to finish, I've probably been editing for like 4 hours. So it's definitely time consuming to put these videos together. I'm gonna probably get a camera because yeah, I definitely don't want my storage on my phone to be full of videos, because it took me like 2.5 hours to complete this service while recording every bit for you guys. So, and I use spritz throughout my quick weaves so that I can lock the glue in. Some people use the holding spray and spray the cap down, but I find that to be very itchy. I don't like it myself, so it's just not something that I do. I've tried it before, and it just, to me, was like a bunch of wasted product, just overspraying a cap to make it hard. You can just go with, the glue protectant if you're going to do that. So here you see me using a single weft to close this off. And, yeah, once I get to the part where I'm actually cutting the hair off the tracks to lay it along the part, I basically just line that area with glue. Once I have all the final tracks laid in, singled in, and I'm doing the illusion, I actually take a layer of glue and put it on top of that last track that I put in. So that can be my my bondage for the hair that I cut off the track to be able to adhere to, so that it doesn't come out. You guys, I recommend always putting a base layer of glue aside from the fact that you align the weft with glue, and the hair with glue, so that you can cut the weft off to be able to lay that hair in that part area to create an illusion, because this is not an invisible part. This is an illusion part. The illusion is to believe that your hair is actually parted and left out, or you have a closure. That's the illusion we want to give. Excuse me. But yeah, that's the illusion we're trying to give here. Me and her talks so much every time she comes. I've been doing her hair for some years, since she was like 18. And she's a whole wife and mother. So yeah, that's basically, I think, my final track that I'm going to be laying on this quick weave before I actually start the illusion part. And don't mind us, we just run our mouth. My nails have not been done because I've been braiding a lot. I've been doing a lot of the Cassie braids, and I just haven't wasted my time going to go get my nails done, just because I know that I've been like stuck on these braids and not wanting them to get in the way. Yeah, so that is what we're doing. She's handing me my last piece that I'm not even going to use the whole thing of it. This is where I'm measuring before I cut the hair off the track. Or maybe I'm going to close it off a little bit more. Let's see. I'm flat ironing because y'all know these wefts come kind of thick sometimes. This is Pack Hair Sensual Body Twist. And the wefts be kind of thick, so, I'll take my flat iron and I'll heat it up and press it just to get that to be flatter. And yes, this was not the illusion yet. I was still closing off that part. And if y'all hear me yarn, don't mind me, y'all. It's 12 o'clock in the morning. I am still up editing this video for you guys. There I go again with that pump it up. I don't know about nobody else, but I live for pump it up. Like, I don't know. It's just like I have this little combination of how I use it to where, like, I don't end up with crunchy hairstyles. Like, even if you guys notice that my hairstyles are polished and neat, they do have Pump It Up on them, and that doesn't mean that it's hard. I think it's more so a firm type of hold so that when my clients are going home taking showers, their hair is not instantly just dropping. Like, it actually looks better the next day, honestly. Because when it falls from how I have it, it falls into a softer look, but it's still in place where their hair is not all over the place and then they're stuck trying to figure out how they're going to get their hair back to how I had it. So just give them a little bit of longevity with their hairstyles and their installs. My quick weaves, like, I'm going to toot my own horn because my quick weaves last my clients 2 months, like literally like a sew-in. And if they take it out, it's because they wanted to take it out because they were tired of it. But it's definitely like could go for like another month. Especially, it can even be washed. My quick weaves literally can be washed while they're in their head, set up under the dryer, and obviously recurled again and replace their, parting area or whatever we may have, whether it's a natural leave out, an illusion part, or a closure there. But my clients literally are able to wear their installs like a sew-in. It looks like now I am going into Yep, I'm about to do that illusion part. And I basically just line below the weft with glue and I like stretch it out. And then I attach another piece of hair the same size as the one I already cut to it, like a sandwich. I sandwiched the glue in between the 2 tracks. And sometimes I'll take the flat iron and I'll just heat it up just to adhere those 2 pieces together. And then I'll cut the wefts off of both of them at the same time. And I always take me a line of bonding glue and put it on my station or somewhere and literally like take the edges that I've left exposed after cutting the weft off, and I just dip it inside of that glue just to get it on those edges of the hair that's no longer attached to the weft. And then I actually take it and I lay it down. So see, I'm basically putting it on the outside weft because I sandwiched the glue first, and now I'm putting it on the outside weft. And I should go on with maybe the blow dryer, but I probably won't. Yeah, see, I'm cutting now. I'm cutting the weft off. And I do this technique different ways. It's all about my motion and my flow of how I'm moving, because sometimes I'll take it and blow dry the glue just to like make sure it's like tacky before I even cut the weft off. And then I'll cut the weft off so that it's not like sliding and nothing like that. So I just try to make sure the glue is dry. So I go in with my rat tail comb and I just press that down into the glue that's on the actual base of the welt that's on the tracks that's already there. And just kind of like adhere what I have in my hand to what is already on the client's head. And yes, my arm got in y'all way. I'm sorry. I was trying my hardest to like record from good angles for you guys so that you can see what's going on. But yeah, I'm just holding that hair in place, and I'm doing this very gently but firm. So I'm being gentle, but at the same time, I'm actually like holding it in place. I'm being gentle so that I don't leave room for error for smashing the glue out in between the hair so it's coming out and seeping out. But I'm actually being firm because I don't want it to not be in the spot that I want it to be in. So that's what you guys see me doing here. It's just basically tapping it in, pressing it in, being very particular about where I'm touching at, just to make sure that glue is attaching to that stocking cap as well as those tracks that I aligned with that layer of glue. Even when you use your teeth of your comb, sometimes that helps just like press it into this the cap more. is me lining the other side with glue. That's just that you see I'm lining the actual weft that's already exposed, as well as I'm getting a little bit of that glue onto the cap area. And I typically would like let that just air dry while I'm over it, basically doing another part. Doing another piece to go in that area for the illusion. I take 2 pieces, I measure it to make sure it's the same width, and I cut it. And then I go and I apply a layer of glue to the inside, which I've already did it, and I'm like kind of sped this video up a little bit. And there I go, laying it down into that glue. And sometimes you have to have your client tilt their head towards you so that you can see and lay it in there correctly. Like, see, I'm over it. And it might look like I'm being like rough, but no, I'm not being rough with my clients. My clients literally fall asleep in the chair when I'm touching them. Like, and I work around it. I don't even wake them up. And you see I have glue on the back of my hand because I typically would dip the edges of the loose hair that I've cut away from the weft into the glue to get it on the tips and edges before I place it down into the stocking cap. You're going to basically see me blow dry this area now to secure and lock it in to make sure that it is completely dry. And then I'm going to comb through it for all the loose shedded hair. And that is just to make sure you guys, the clients, don't end up with hair that is shedding in their bed with them. If you comb it out, that is just the hair that did not catch the glue that we put on there when creating this illusion part. And that's totally normal. So don't think that when you see the hair combing out as you're combing that, oh my God, something's wrong, I did something wrong. No, you didn't. It's going to shed out some hair in that area. And you just comb it until, like, look at that thing. That is giving, like, scalp, a lace closure. Like, that's what that's giving. And that's what we want to see, people. We want them illusion parts to give an illusion that the hair is parted naturally with the scalp. And literally when my client takes this off and she cuts the thread, she literally will be able to put this back on like a wig because she still has the actual band to her stocking cap attached. I only cut it in the parting area because I don't like it doubled right there because it makes the edge where the actual cap meets with the skin, it makes it noticeable that there's like some type of stocking cap underneath for the part area. So I don't like it doubled right there. I like my caps doubled, but I cut it right there in that spot just so it can lay flat against the skin. So yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet and let you guys watch and learn. So here I'm basically gonna go in with my flat irons and I'm just gonna press out her roots of her hair just to like make it a little bit more flatter and not so much bulky. Once I get ready to start doing the cut and curling it, I want it to kind of have more of a, flatter base, just so that the curls just lay properly and the cut that I put into it is all even for the most part. So even though at the end I'm gonna actually put a hump to it, I just don't want the wave. I kind of want it flat. Some people for this particular part will use wavy hair and then use straight hair when they get to the top, just because it's more easy to manage. But for me, I don't mind curly hair all over. I just go in and I'll just press it with my flat irons. Yes, I'm basically just watching this video with y'all and just going through different parts of it and just explaining what I'm doing. Again, this is my first video, so if I do miss some parts of explaining things to you guys, just let me know what you did or didn't get. But, you know, again, that is what 101s are for. So when you guys ask questions, I can basically answer those questions. I don't really care to talk as much in these videos, but I'm just trying to give y'all a little bit of info just on, you know, for the people who are wondering, like, okay, why is she doing that? So right now I'm cutting at an angle, and I do like to keep my bangs a little bit longer, just so that clients, you know, can pull it back into a ponytail, tuck it behind their ear at times if they need to. But some people, you know, I'll look at them like, I should have cut that a little bit shorter so they can see or whatever, or I'll just put them to the side. But y'all know these hairdos be like beauty. What they say, pain is beauty. So, like, you got to wear one eye. And I'm joking, y'all. It's a preference. If you are a person who can't do bangs, you just let it be known that you want your bang to sit off to the side and not to come into your face. I'm a person who don't like hair in my face. I like my bangs to sit off to the side. But, you know, some people can take it. They can deal with their bangs being in their face. But, yeah. I'm going to be quiet for the most part. And I'm just layering. So I'm going to go through it. I'm going to layer it. And then I'm a person who layers also once I'm done curling. So once I curl everything and I let it down, I go back in and I still cut more. This is just to give me a guide to show me the shape of what I'm doing. And then once I'm done, to actually complete whatever look I'm going for, I still go back in and I cut and I curl and I layer some more. So yeah, like even like that, like just looking at it, you almost can just see the hairstyle. Like that is the point of your cut. Your cut, you should already be able to see the hairstyle that you're about to do based off of the cut itself. And I messed up my shears that I'm using right here because I dropped them and they like came apart. And I was trying to put them back together, and I don't know if maybe something bent or I dropped something that was attached to it. So my shears was like cutting, but not cutting, like, I don't know. It's like a certain sound that you know when you got a good pair of shears. Like they just, I don't know. It sounds like a little nice, like, I don't know. It's like a nice slice you can hear. It doesn't sound like the blades are fighting to cut the hair. But I still like those shears that I had. I think I paid like $50 for those. But yeah, you guys. Let's see what I'm doing here. Okay, I guess I'm sectioning because I'm about to curl it. So I'm like sectioning off the hair because I do curl. I do curl in sections. Excuse me. I do curl in sections. Just for me, I'm a visual person. Like I like to see everything mapped out in order for me to you know, complete certain styles that I'm looking for. I need everything to be out my way. So here I am about to go in with the curling irons, and I am using a T3 curling iron right here, maybe a 1.5 inch, maybe 1.5 inch right here, or maybe it's a 1 inch. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I always get it confused on, like, is this a 1 inch or a 1.5, or is my big barrel one a 1.5? But yeah, this might be a 1 inch. And I'm curling with my barrel pointed downwards. And then as you see, I started off curling it that way because I want the curls to go in the direction that I'm doing it in. And when you typically hold it with the curling iron going up, I I mean, the curls can come out the same, but it all depends on what side. Depending on the side, I like it to go at a slant. So I don't curl straight up and down or straight across when I'm on my sides. I kind of curl at a diagonal angle, you know? Almost like like a 45-degree angle is how I hold my curling irons when I'm doing my sides. And I wholeheartedly recommend that you guys pin your curls. Pin your curls. Like, please pin your curls because you need to allow the curl to set. You cannot just curl the hairdo and let the curl drop by letting it go after you're done with it in the curling iron. Do not release that hair from that barrel and just let the curl drop. Your curls are not going to have any body. They're not going to be bouncy and fluffy and flowy. Your curls are just going to be there, and then they're going to just drag out. Like, curls are meant to, like, body. When you want something full and with body, you have to cut layers, and you actually have to let your curls set so that they can be bouncy and, fluffy. That matters. Like, that heat is doing nothing but straightening out that curl if you let it go while it's like that. I promise you. And even once you're done curling, sometimes let your client just sit for like 5 to 10 minutes extra and just let them rest and relax with those curls cooling off. Because just because you completed all the curls don't mean that the hair has cooled off. Sometimes that hair is holding heat, so it's still hot. Let your curls cool off. Like, I don't know. I can't even explain to y'all. Like, I've been knowing how to curl hair for a while. So for me, this is just girl math for me. But I do see other curls by other stylists that I do be liking, but I don't know. When it comes to a curl, I'm that girl. So, yes, I do spray products. And again, I probably won't give you guys those details because this is just to show you how to achieve this style. This is not to go into details about everything because that's what you're taking a class for with me. You take a one-on-one class to know all those little small details because this typically is for a stylist who's already established at doing hair and maybe is just not getting the looks that I get from certain styles and want to know what I'm doing. It's not for me to be teaching someone who is just totally oblivious to how to do hair. That is for a class, a one-on-one. My client, as you can see, she's so peaceful. She's sleeping. She's like literally falling asleep in the chair, which all my clients fall asleep in the chair. And I told y'all, I just work with it. I don't even bother them. I just keep on going. And it typically be like 9 to 12 curls on this side that I do. You just gotta see. And notice how, like, while I'm curling, I actually am not speeding through my curl. You guys have to slow it down. This service took me 2.5 hours, which I was actually comfortable, and I didn't have a client after this, so I didn't mind like taking my time on her. Probably would have finished maybe like 30 minutes to like 45 minutes sooner. Her hair, she has a lot of hair, as well as I was just taking my time on her. Some days I get in my moods, y'all, where I just really lock in and I'm just enjoying my work. So I really take my time and just service my clients because I care. I care about y'all hair being right, my clients' hair being right, whatever. But you could see how I'm like letting that curl go in my hand. I'm not dropping the curl after it comes out the curling iron. And I do kind of sometimes guide the hair off the barrel so that it falls right in my hand so that I can hold that curl while I grab a clamp and obviously pin the curl. If y'all end up seeing the product, that's fine with me. But, I'm not going into details about products and why I use what products I'm using. This is me just putting it where you guys can see more in her face while I'm curling. And as you can see how I'm taking my arm and holding it. Look how slowly I'm guiding the hair through that barrel. And I'm letting that heat process through that curl. Like, y'all have to let the heat penetrate the curl. Like, take your time. Y'all be like, oh, why my curls didn't come out like that? Because you're not allowing that heat to silkening that hair. Like, let it silk against the hair to, like, you know, tame all those hairs and really lock the heat into that curl. You're going to see, even when I take the hair out the curling iron, like, you see how I'm still holding the tail of that, guiding each piece of hair through the curling iron? That matters. Doing hair is all about section and placement of curls in your layers. Look at how I'm holding it. You see, I kind of got it. Look at the hair. The hair is still smoking hot. And no, she doesn't feel it because clearly you can see she's knocked out. My girl is sleepy. Me again, making sure that top is flat. And I curl different ways too, you guys. My curl patterns are not always the same. I can get in there and curl my Marcells, which are my curling irons that go on the stove. It all depends on like what kind of hair, the texture of the hair. If it's bundles, if it's soft, if it's pack hair and it's kind of coarse, like all of that stuff actually matters. Look at my barrel now. See how it's now going upwards now that I've gotten to the top area. And I'm at the top, but I'm at the back still. And those curls, I'm going to do those curls horizontal. These curls are like a 45 vertical, but the other ones in the back are going to be more, horizontal. And they're going to be smaller barrels too. I think I'm going to use like whatever it is that's up under a 1-inch curling iron. That's a babyless curling iron to do all my curls in the back. Because the tighter the curls, obviously, the more bouncy the hair is. And I obviously wanted her curls in the back to last long, to hold on. Like, they kind of is like the support system for the curls that I'm doing around the sides when it comes to her shoulder area and how the curls sit on her shoulders. And it's so crazy. Like, people always ask me, like, girl, who taught you how to curl? Who taught you how to do hair? And it's like, y'all know I got a mother who does hair. I have a granny who does hair. Well, my granny is retired. She doesn't do hair anymore or whatever. And that's what my, natural introduction to hair come from, or the willingness to get into doing hair came from that. And after that, I just had an eye for what I like when it comes to hair, which was more of the Miami stylists, like the Miami stylists, though their style of doing hair was something I fell in love with at a young age. So I remember always like reaching out to them, asking like, oh, what do you get to make your curls look like this, or da-da-da. I would ask. Like, I was never scared to be sweet and be nice and ask and whatever, and like show love. Of course, I'm a person who show love. I don't care who you are. If I like your work, I like your work. I don't mind supporting people and letting them know like, hey, I like what you do. I like the way you do what you're doing. And I was lucky enough to coming into the game, I was always lucky enough to get people who didn't mind pouring back into me without looking for any financial gain. So shout out to the girls. I know it's like 3 main girls that still to this day, if I call on them, I know they'll be there when it comes down to any questions or concerns I may have. But I am on a new wave, y'all. Like, I'm definitely on a new wave of hair now. Not ever saying that I'm against my Miami girls. That's just obviously some things that's added to the roster. But yeah, I'm on a new city now. It's a new city that I'm really liking the flow of hair. And I might take a class, or I might just keep going till I get it, because it's typically nothing I can't do once I see it done. It might not be exactly how someone else did it to the T, because everybody got their own style of doing things. But it'll be pretty darn close, And look at how I'm just taking that barrel and I'm bringing that hair around underneath, closer to my hand is where I'm bringing that hair. I'm not bringing it out the top. You see how I slide that curl out? I don't pull it down. I tilt it forward so it can fall back on base and keep its body, not drop, and then try to pick it up. I'm using a little pump it up. I don't know what they said about pump it up, but baby, listen. It's all in how you use your products. If you drenching the hairdo down while you're trying to curl it, yeah, you're going to hear chicken frying. But your hairstyle should still be silky and, I don't know. I love pump it up. I love a lot of, like, if y'all ever look at my stand is full of products. And I'm not a gatekeeper, though, y'all, so I don't mind, like, telling y'all, but I can't just tell y'all everything in one video. I just can't. Y'all gotta stay tuned and keep coming back for more. And I'm gonna make it my business to continue to drop more. Look at my client. She just tickled me. I love talking to my clients, though, and having a good relationship with them because, that's what keeps the vibes. That's what keeps them coming back and knowing, like, I can go and talk to my girl and everything gonna be good. And she gonna, she gonna tell me right from wrong. She gonna have my back. She gonna tell me what's right, even when I want to do what's wrong. Like, that's the part I love about my job, is not actually doing hair that I love. I love being able to obviously see a transformation in my clients, build their confidence, lift their spirit, pour into them, give them positive energy, and, let my clients leave knowing that, hey, my stylist cared. She cared about her work when she was servicing me. She cared that I was, satisfied with her work. Like, I don't know. I think that stylists today don't pour into themselves as a stylist anymore. They are more so focused on the work and not focused on giving clients quality. Like, people always say, oh, she's too high, she's too high. Yeah, but guess what? My spirit is amazing. My work ethic is amazing. I care about what I'm doing. I don't look at you guys like y'all are just a dollar. Like, that's why, honestly, my prices are gonna separate people who may bring negativity my way. They're not gonna be able to just come over here and obviously get serviced by me and bring those, bad vibes. I don't like them. I've grown to be the person I am. I've learned a lot. I'm older. It's just a lot of things that, when you grow and you learn, it's just things and places that you cannot revisit and do certain things that you used to do anymore, You look for more peaceful settings and, you got to give yourself some grace and continue to work on yourself and do what's necessary to continue to grow. And that's what I'll be focused on. I was going to split this, but I didn't want that split to disturb my flow of doing everything that I was doing. And as you see, I'm taking the hair and I'm holding my barrel up and I'm bringing the hair out the top. When I was holding it downward, I was bringing it out the end closest to my hand. But now, obviously, I'm doing it the other way. And that's just so I can get that angle without, obviously making myself uncomfortable because I am right-handed. It's like this curl looked like I was actually standing on y'all right side, but I honestly was standing on my left side. So the hand that is like, I don't know, the hand that I was separating. No, so yeah. Yeah, so the hand that is right here with the comb in it is my right hand. The other hand that I was parting with is my left hand because I wear my watch on my left side. So this lets y'all know that I'm curling obviously with my right hand, but I'm actually standing on my left side. But it looks like to y'all I'm standing on my right. Hopefully I can flip the video so it actually flows better, but I'm not sure it would let me do it. Yep, so I'm pinning those curls, and obviously this is the left side that I'm doing. Yeah, this is the left side that I'm doing on her. So, um, just not the bang side. It's not as many curls gonna be on this side as it was on the other side, just because the other side included the bang. I'm just gonna finish up curling. You guys kind of got the hang of it. Just go slow. Put the hair in the clamp at the base. Close the clamp, slide it down just a little bit, and obviously keep tapping the clamp to work your way down while still holding the end of the hair so that you can control that the barrel stays kind of like in between, the middle, and it's like you're seesawing your way back from the bottom back up to the base to have that curling iron end up back on base. The base of their head, obviously. And then you see I'm releasing that curl into my hand. I'm not letting it drop. And I'm just taking my finger and coiling it up to the base like I would do a actual roller set. And I'm pinning it. I'm pinning those curls. This is why we call these roller sets, because these styles, we kind of roller set the curls as if the rollers are there, but they're not. And we clamp it to be placed on base. And that's what gives that body. And I'm going to just let y'all just watch me continue to do what I'm doing up until I'm ready to let these curls down and cut more layers and do the actual styling part to it. Okay, so now I'm about to let these curls down. They have cooled off, and I'm about to get to the styling portion of this hairstyle, where I basically show you how, like, yes, I pre-layered it before cutting it just for the face framing and the shaping of it. And now this is where the actual small details of the actual cut come into play. You see how fluffy that curl is? I'm going to go in with my razor comb and layer these curls that I'm letting down even more, just so it can give it more of that bigger bouffant curl where it's like Farrah Fawcett standing out, sticking out from the head. Like, I'm literally going in and doing it to all the curls, like, to make these curls sit. See how fluffy that just got? It's like not just one little drop flat curl. It's like full and fluffy from the top to the bottom. See, if you was just to curl these curls, it would just be a wave. But when you cut those layers, it stopped the wave and it put more of like some feathering, layering look to the hair. You see how that curl is looking? Look at that. And I'm going to curl it. I'm going to try to basically wrap that towards the other one. And it kind of like overlaps and overlays on the one that I cut before. You see how much it's starting to stick out now? Look at the other curls that hasn't been let down yet. Look how flat they are and not like, fluffed out. This is like fluffing the curls. A lot of stylists will do this part before curling, but I typically don't like when they do it. Well, I don't like to do it before curling because sometimes you could tend to cut the hair too much or at an angle too flat, and then it lays the curl flat versus doing it as you take your curls down. Like, I love these looks. I do care to do these looks now more so without the actual humping area, like humping it like in the end when you're going to see me humping it. I'd rather just actually just leave it as it is, as it falls. The way it falls after I'm done cutting and layering and combing it and like shaping it, I like to leave it like that. But obviously we got to give our clients what they want. Despite what we might want or we might think is necessary, we do have to let our clients have the looks they want, let them have their looks. Some clients really just love the way they're complimented on certain hairstyles that they get, and they want to continue to wear their styles. What works for them, regardless if we wouldn't wear it or we don't want it, And see, I'm going back in just because I want those curls to lay nice and perfect and even. Look at that. These people, like, come on, y'all gotta just pay for knowledge sometimes. Like, knowledge is key. And I'm a person who don't like, honestly, one-on-ones from people because people don't teach in depth like I do. Like, I talk a lot, but I talk with purpose. Like, I'm speaking to you for you to understand and get what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I don't really care for look and learns. I mean, like, like one-on-ones where a person is making you do the work and they're not doing the work, because as a stylist myself, I actually want to see you work so I can see what you do differently that I know I don't do. But when you're like literally letting me do what I typically do and then saying, yeah, add this or do that, that don't work for me. So I'm more of a person who likes to actually do it and talk to you and answer your questions and teach you about what I'm doing so that you can learn. Because if I'm doing what I'm doing, you're watching me do that, and you can see the difference between what you're doing when you're working versus what I'm doing when I'm working, And y'all don't see me just keep messing with this, like making sure I'm liking the way it's falling for me. See, I myself would have left this hairstyle unhumped with the body that it has, how it is, just letting it stay like this. And I would have hold and sprayed it, to keep everything all nice and in place to take its form and shape. I wouldn't have actually humped it myself, but I did what my client liked. She liked her hairstyles, It's probably what got my girl married. You never know. It's been my little boo since she was a teenager, so, she might be telling me something. I ain't married yet. And as y'all see, I'm styling in sections. Like, I still haven't took all the curls out yet. I'm still like cutting, curling, layering, still doing stuff, like making sure I like it, making sure it flows, making sure it makes sense. Look at it. Curls still in the bag. I'm going to take them back curls out after I'm done with these curls over here. And I don't know, I think I'm going to end up turning the camera around for y'all to see it from a different angle. But I'm not sure. Maybe I keep it like this because I've already explained it to you. And you guys can kind of see the cutting area like that I'm doing because you guys are back there with the camera. See how I'm working that curl and throwing it back there like, okay. See how the difference of how those curls just lay when you're not layering them? They like not as big and fluffed out. I love a nice set of curls. It's so much stuff that I just feel like I limit myself from doing just because obviously I don't know how like to work certain platforms to do certain things, but I think I enjoy teaching people more than anything. Like I think I enjoy teaching more than I actually enjoy standing behind the chair, honestly. It's time consuming, but I mean, it's good to see that, you made an impact on people's lives in some kind of way that knowledge you have given them has stuck with them. Even to this day, like from doing certain girls' hair who have turned into hairstylists, like I see them doing hair and they're still using curling irons that I told them about 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That means that product really made a difference in their life, or those curling tools, hair tools, whatever, made a difference in their life. So that matters to me. Like being impactful, knowing that I have made a mark on certain people throughout their time of coming across my path. Like, those things are what's important to me. Leaving behind, a trail of positivity. We can't be perfect, but, you know, do good. Put out good energy, good vibes to people, good intentions. Be, with integrity. That stuff is important to me. As y'all can see, I'm using my bigger barrel. Like I'm using like 3 different curling irons throughout doing this service. 3 different sizes. Look at them curls. Look how they just bounce back up. Look at this. Beautiful. If only I could just teach my clients how to do this portion, like just curling their hair. That in itself will just make me happy because I am one of them stylists who be looking at y'all pages, or the clients' pages, should I say. I be looking at the clients' pages so I can see how they're upkeeping with their hair. And I be angry through the screen like, girl, you made me work all that time to make your hair so perfect, only for you to be sitting here not taking care of your hair. Girl, we just gonna fight. Right now I'm just rubbing some wax, some care wax onto the hair to like tame everything, make sure those flyaways are all in sync, you know? Like these type of hairdos, a person can't help but sit next to you and see how full and nice and fluffy your hair is. And, you know, be like, girl, who did your hair? Like, come on, we all know we love a good compliment. If a person is complimenting us, that is making us feel great. Look at how big and full that is. Look at that, y'all. This is exactly why you follow the steps, you get the results. Like, everything goes hand in hand. You follow the steps, you get the results. I should have left the bang like that, honestly. But I had to do what my girl wanted, but I would have preferred the bang to stay no more taller than what it was right there. But I think my clients be liking their hair a certain way like that because they overly love when it falls. I myself would have had to cut this bang shorter because, baby, I need to see. But them girls be liking, I think that make them feel real grown or something. I don't know. Them and they Aaliyah bangs covering up their eye. And there I am showing you that side of the hairdo where you guys can see. And I'm going to go in with this little trick that I did learn from another Miami stylist, where we go in and we actually like put this S curl. Like you see how the hair on this side don't really have any like definition to where it gets by her eye and kind of towards the base of the tracks. So this technique I learned is where you go with the curling iron, you redo the curl originally, and then you like kind of put an indentation of the curl going the opposite direction, like using your barrel the opposite direction to give it like this S. So that's like the bottom of the S that I'm doing. Like that is considered the bottom of the S, what I'm curling right now to give the shape of the bottom of the S. And then I'm going to go in at the base of that curl. As you see, I'm picking it back up. I'm letting it kind of cool down. I'm going to spray that with something. I think I'm going to use some Pump It Up here. And spray underneath it, obviously, because that's where I'm trying to put the imprint of the S curl. And now I'm going to do the top of the S. If you look at it once it's done, it should, if you did it right, give a nice S shape. See, I'm like creasing this S into it. And there you got it. Your S. I love this little trick because it just keeps the hair nice and like flowy. And even though y'all see me doing this, even though it might look like it's kind of hard, the hairdo is definitely not hard. I don't like the hairdos to be crunchy at all. But is it firm held? Yes. So once this fall, it falls so soft, so fluffy, so pretty. And obviously when we're using any holding products, I'm using these holding products just for the hold. Like it is definitely not to obviously make it like a brick. We don't want brick. We want fluffiness. So you see it's like two little sprays underneath it because that's where we actually is going to actually put the barrel of the curling iron at. And we're going in for that S shape up there at the top. And hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then I let it go. And there go that S. Y'all see that S. And you comb it. You just comb that out. Comb it, comb it, comb it, comb it. Comb that. There you go. You see how I'm combing it? That's separating. That's breaking that up when I'm combing it. And that's obviously, you can tell just from the body that this is just nice and just in place. This is hair that is just, it know its place. These little tricks are great for y'all stylists that knows, you know what you're doing, you know? And it's all that hairdos be taking. Sometimes y'all be thinking that y'all be needing to like overly cut hair, and half of the time it needs to be cut certain pieces, but most of the time it's literally just all about you like combing that hair into place. So as you can see, that little piece was getting on my nerves, and I knew that it needed to be cut, so I went in and I cut it because it wasn't gonna lay right or whatever. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's simply that you obviously just need to keep combing to get those hairs to like align with each other. That's why you curl your hair in the same direction, to make sure that you're getting everything going in the same flow, you know? Yep, that's me bringing all that hair to the front. Or I found me another piece. I'm like, yep, let me curl this. This little piece is not going the way I want it. Let me curl it. And this hairstyle, again, is going to come off like a wig because, again, I did not cut the perimeter of her cap completely off. And that's just me smoothing out the back of her hair, just so it can lay flat as I need it to. And there you got my girl from the front view. I hate that I got this angle without moving my ring light from my child's face. But I am going to change her to a different angle so that you guys can basically see the hairstyle without that ring light obviously blinding y'all. Look at how full this is. Come on now. This is how I wish I would have just been able to leave her hair and not messed with heightening her bang or whatever. But again, we listen and we don't judge. We do what our clients want. And I typically would have an actual rake comb that is like a comb that has like a bunch of like rat tail ends to the end. And that's what really helps you with picking out those feathers. It's like a little rake pick comb where you can actually pick those pieces. This is me like checking out how I'm going to lift this up so I can give her the height she needs. Okay, let's pin this piece back and work on this piece that's still in the front right here. There we go. There we go. So y'all can see. Look at it. Look at that. Just look at that. Come on in. Like hairdos that it's just amazing what we do with hair and how it turns out. It go from just looking like one thing coming out the pack and then a whole nother thing once you like get in there and do your magic. And that's why we tell y'all, like, you get what you pay for, because y'all can go to the hair store and buy the same hair. But if you ain't going to the right hairstylist to put that hair in to achieve these looks, it's not going to be the same. I just can't imagine what this would have looked like with a closure or a frontal as the base. I would have loved to see what that would have looked like, you know? just having those edges to be, because we used to lace edges with this back in the day. At least I was doing it. It was another stylist who did it from Miami, and I was like the stylist who was popping. Literally like the only stylist in the city putting lace edges on my clients. So they would have these quick weaves like this, and I would go in after the full quick weave is installed with the hair before the curling, and I would then place my lace edges in there. And I'm talking like, eat the girls up. I was eating the girls up, okay? Lace edges, baby. We had these things looking like it was growing out your scalp. Lace edges, illusion part, quick weaves. Like, we were doing it, okay? We were doing it. You'll be surprised how many stylists still want to learn how to curl hair in this look. And it's up to you to incorporate this curl technique with your natural leave outs or your laces. It's not for to talk about my ashy elbow, but yeah, that thing was ashy, baby. I don't know what was going on. Judge me not. I was focused on the video. Neglecting me for y'all. There you go, me and that pump it up. Combing that hump back down. Ladies, don't be scared. Like, sometimes you can't listen to your client, but you need to listen to your client. Comb that hump down. Comb that hump down. These bangs are cute to do, obviously, if you're going to do like that little updo pin-up look. These be very cute to do. And it is another method that I do know how to do when doing a hump. Is where basically like I bring the tracks around to hang in their face, but I also do the rest of the tracks going the opposite direction so that it's not too full in the face, but this look is still there and it gives like a full look, but it's not as full, you know? And don't spray your clients in the face. Try to cover their face up. She gonna try to put that phone in the wrong spot. Y'all, I moved her hand, but I ain't show y'all that part. But I moved her hand like, baby, that ain't how you do that. You gotta slide up underneath the hair. But look at it. Look at the flow of this hairstyle. It's so nice and so pretty and so neat. And even for those of you who don't care for the hump, let's be real. When this hairstyle falls, baby, y'all can't be effed with, okay? Miss can't be effed with is who this is in the chair. Look at that. Like, just give me a wig like this so when I want to just get up here with just flawless hair. That is the ending of this video. I thank you guys for tuning in with me. I will see you guys in another video.